All right, you guys, here's some help on that first IXL Algebra 1 topic, K12, graphing compound inequalities, okay? I've just kind of cut and paste some pictures of problems here, so you're going to have to, as it says there, select on the endpoint to change it from open to close. When you click on it once, I think it'll make it closed. Let's click on it again, it'll make it open, but I can still do the same thing here and show you what the graph should look like. So take a look here at this first one. So it says -5 is less than x, which is less than -4. This is the AND compound inequality case. Okay, so this is an AND case. And whenever we have an AND case so far as we know, there can be special cases that you'll learn in the future, okay, but not right now. But those cases are usually something where I graph in between, because I'm talking about solutions that are in between the two numbers that act kind of like boundaries. So in this case, and I see both signs are less thans. They're not less than or equal to. I know I've kind of written over them a little bit, but you can kind of see they're less thans, not less than or equal to. So you're going to have an open circle on -5, an open circle on -4, and you'll shade, and you'll make sure the shading goes in between them. And that'll be your AND compound inequality, and you'll hit submit, and you should get that one right. Okay, the second one now is an OR compound inequality, and you can see why, because it's got the word OR right in it. Those OR compounds will always have the word OR in it. OR compound inequalities typically look like I have the two dots and we're shading to the outside, because it's saying that the solutions can be here or here on the number line. And again, you'll learn in the future there can be some special cases, but for now, this is what they typically will look like for many of the cases that we complete, okay? So this one says x is less than -2, so or less than or equal to -2. So just like you would graph that, well, close circle on, sorry, just +2. Close circle on +2, and you'd shade to the left, okay? And then make your arrow, and you click all the way to the end. Or x is greater than or equal to 3. So I'm going to close circle on 3, and I would be shading to the right. You should have the option then to put closed circles on each of these, and then click down at the far ends to make sure you get arrows all the way down to the ends, and then you'll click submit, and there's your OR compound inequality. Okay, another problem you might run into is one like this. This is the AND compound inequality, as it says. Again, because it's joined with the word AND. Sometimes they have the word AND, sometimes they just write it as one big inequality like we talked about with the boundaries, okay? But this is the AND case, so that should kind of clue you in. Okay, it should look something like this, right? I'm shading in between. Typically, that's what happens. So I'm looking at x is greater than -5, greater than or equal to -5, so it should be a closed circle on -5. And again, think about it. You'd be shading greater than, like it says. So I'd be going this direction, okay? But also keep an eye on the other inequality. It says x is less than -1, and that's just an open circle because it's just less than. And I'm shading less than -1, and see how the two lines end up meeting and running into each other because it's an AND compound inequality in this case. I'm talking about solutions that are greater than or equal to -5 and less than 1. So yep, I end up shading in the middle just like that. And I'd click submit and be done with that one. I'll do just a few more here in case you still need some examples. These next two that I'm going to look at, again, I kind of pasted them on top of each other here, but this one is an AND case as well. Remember, that's the only way the AND cases will look. Or I shouldn't say the only way. This is one way the AND cases will look, where I have my two boundary numbers like 7 and 8. So in this case, it looks like I should have a closed circle on 7 and an open circle on 8, and I'd be shading in the middle. AND cases are always talking, or should look like that for what we know right now. And I'd hit submit. Take a look at this one below, though, too. Here's the other way the AND cases can look. So I've recapped them a couple times, but AND cases can look either with one inequality like this, where I've got the boundary numbers on the outside and the x in the middle, or you can join them with the word AND, okay? So let's see, x is greater than or equal to 15, and x is less than 17, so I got the two different circles, and I'd shade in between, and there'd be my AND inequality graph for that one. And I've got one last OR case, just as a reminder what the OR cases look like. Again, these are different, but you can just look at each individual inequality, and if you graph them on this number line, it would kind of start to make sense, okay? This one says x is less than -297. So if nothing else, if you just looked at that, well, you'd make a graph like this on that number line, okay? Or, though, it says that the solutions can also be greater than or equal to -293. So if you ignored the other line you made and you said, oh, that'd be a closed circle on -293, and you just put that on the right, and each line kind of does its own thing in this case. They don't run into each other or anything because it's the OR case. You would be able to make the correct graph just by looking at each one separately. So there's what those start to look like.